Wow, listen to this.
Name of Jesus.
Right, as long as you compromise, as long as you play by their cards, as long as you do what they say, don't talk about Jesus, agree with Noahide laws. You know, I told you in the beginning, it is Christians who have to compromise their faith, their values in relations with Jews. Jews don't compromise, okay?
And what's this big deal with Sabbath when it comes for baptism? I mean, think about it.
Well, they did it on the Sabbath, Steve.
Well, we know why they did it.
Why? Because they thought that they will be busy, that they can't do nothing on the Sabbath, so they can have a beautiful baptism.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So that's it.
Oh,
but
well.
Anyway, let's keep moving.
All right.
And I think the next one is a video. No,
we can skip that one. Let's go to here. Okay, Israeli children prepare for third temple and new playground exhibition.
Right, now the reason I put this up is it's a little 2-minute video, is just to prove how Israeli public is preparing for the third temple. Even children in lower kindergarten, Stephen, are preparing and are being taught about the third temple. The reason I put this up because I'm getting a lot of Christians who are telling me this is never going to happen.
As far as the third temple?
Yes. Like that will never happen. This is not, this is just a game. It will never happen. This is not a game. This is reality. They are preparing for the third temple. And now it's in the education system, and children are preparing for the third temple. Okay? They're training their priests. This is a reality. They are looking at the temple as a roadmap to peace. They are looking at 7 Noahide laws as a roadmap to peace. And I think I'm going to show the proof of it as well. Okay. So I don't know if you want to see a little bit of it or just post it for people to see.
We'll just post it for people, for them to be able to see. I don't want to really, because of the children and stuff in here, I don't want to post that.
All right, let's keep moving then.
There. So let's...
Yes, now, as far as persecution of Christians and mockery of anything that is Christian in the state of Israel, this is on their regular TV shows and their entertainment. Now, remember anti-Semitism laws passing in the United States? We cannot speak against them. Can you imagine if we made a mockery of their faith on regular TV shows? Yeah. What would happen? What would ADL do? What would Jewish censorship do? Okay? They're already censoring us. Imagine if somebody came up and started mocking their faith.
Right.
But look what they're doing to Christian faith. Go ahead.
Right.
Now, play it.
The first part says, because of this, I will crucify you. How dare you preach to innocent Jews? My God, why are you forsaking me? Now, if you notice, they're doing a monkey puppet, nailing the monkey puppet to the cross.
Right.
You are a Nazi, Jesus. You are a Nazi. No, Topi, I am sacred. I walked on the water.
I'm scared.
I
walked on the water.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm scared. I walked in the water. I transformed crickets into cake. It's only one nail, you coward. No, Topi. Oh, God, no. No.
And look how she's dressed, too. So this is what is
Complete
allowed
mockery
in the state of Israel, mockery of Christian faith. All right? So, Mr. Brown, are you blind or are you willingly lying to people? But these things are going on, and it has to be addressed. There is nobody speaking up, Steve. Nobody. In fact, we have ministers who are deceiving people and lying to them about these things.
Very sad. Orthodox Jewish youths burn New Testament in or Yehuda.
Well, that was just another example. This is from 2008, and many other burnings were going on. You know, when this burning, when the burning of Nostradamus happened, we know that one rabbi came out and said that this is a payback for what happened in France in 1240, 1240, for the burning of the Talmuds in Paris. So I wonder who actually caused burning of Notre Dame, Steve, if that was a payback, as he admitted. You understand?
Yes.
But anyway, they do that, and the article says how police didn't interfere. Let's keep moving. Okay, here we go. I have this video of
We're at
Rabbi.
the 7-minute mark. All
Now,
right.
I want you to notice the 7-step plan for world peace. 7-step plan. Now, when you move down, Steve, it talks about 7-step plan, and let's see what it is.
You want to see the writing?
Yeah, I would like to. Just go down now. The 7-step plan, how to presentation on effective communicating the 7 Noahide laws with profound clarity. Okay? And I have a few things for you, what he will say, but the 7 steps for the world unity and peace are 7 Noahide laws, and they're proselyting it everywhere. Now, you know how Mark Biltz and some other pastors are saying that they are found in the Bible. The 7 Noahide laws are in the book of Acts, in the book of Genesis, and they were given to Noah. Well, some rabbis say that too. This rabbi admits it's not in there. He admits it's extra biblical. He admits it's from Talmud.
Right,
It's not in
right.
Tanakh. He admits it at the point of minute mark 7.
Okay.
So you can
Let's
play
listen
it.
in.
I just want to hear his admission that it's not in Tanakh. So let's go.
They've never taken the time to actually think about what these 7 laws are. Why 7 laws? Why not 10 laws? Everybody knows about the 10 Commandments. Why 7 laws? And then, of course, another question which people might well ask you is, okay, if there's 7 laws, where does it say anything about the 7 laws? Well, it actually doesn't say anything about the 7 laws. There are 10 Commandments in the Torah that are written, as Aseret Hadid wrote, mistranslated as 10 Commandments. There are 7 laws.
See?
Where does it say?
Okay, you can stop it. Do
Where
you
did
see?
it come from?
Do you see? Do you hear
Yes.
him?
He admitted it.
He
openly.
admitted that there are 10 commandments, but there are no 7 laws. Where do they come from? There are no 7 laws. They're not there. Of course they're not there. That's because they're out ahead of a rabbi. That's why.
Right.
Okay? So, and he's admitting it, Stephen. All right? So
He
here,
admits
Mr. Brown can see, and Mark Biltz can see. These are not biblical laws.
No.
All right, let's go at, yeah. He's going to talk about anti-Semitism, and he will say how the best antidote to anti-Semitism are 7 Noahide laws.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All
What,
right?
what
So
minute mark?
What's that number here? I wrote it so many times that I don't even know. 20?
19.
19. Okay.
Pretty bad when you got to read your wife's
I know.
handwriting for her, right?
That is.
God gave them, through us, the Jewish people, to the whole world at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai. So Mount Sinai is then a watershed event for all of humanity. It's the time God empowers us to be his light unto the nations, which means, principally, that we're supposed to be the teachers of ethical morality. That we're supposed to be the ones who are sharing messages of God consciousness. I remember the Rebbe once saying, talking about the Sheva Mitzvahs, I think it was on a Sukkot, and the Rebbe said, almost speaking to himself, he demonstrated how much this is a part of
Rebbe,
Judaism. It's part and parcel of this is Yiddishkeit. And then he said almost to himself, why didn't I speak about this earlier? Because the Rebbe really started speaking about it in the 80s, late 70s. And the Rebbe said, I myself can't answer that question, but it doesn't change the facts that this is what the Torah expects of us. It's possible that once upon a time people were so busy surviving, who could think about influencing? If the anti-Semite didn't beat you up, you were happy already. That's the world we lived in, unfortunately. But now we could be a source of influence. And people are willing to listen to us. Doesn't mean everybody loves us. Doesn't mean there's no anti-Semitism. I'll tell you this. The best antidote to anti-Semitism is the 7 Noahide laws. Because when you connect with somebody and you
See
share
that?
with them a message of morality and a message of
No, I wanna
decency and a
keep
message
going
of
'cause I have a
spirituality and
lot
a message
to
of God
say.
consciousness,
Steve,
and if he connects with you, and I think
we have
also-
so much to go that I can't.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, what he was speaking that I want to summarize for people is that he's saying that in the past they couldn't speak about it to influence people.
Because he said they were
Right.
glad they weren't being beat up as being
Right,
Jews. Which,
exactly.
by the way, that we are not for violence against the Jewish people.
No, of course not. But we don't want to be forced to anything.
Exactly.
But the thing is, they are influencing now. And how many rabbis did I show to people in our chats talking about and influencing everybody about Noahide laws? United Nations is influenced and signed on. Vatican has
already signed it.
All the
Pope has already said that they cannot say the divine name anymore.
All the governments have signed on. So yes, they're influencing. And he says the best antidote to anti-Semitism are 7 Noahide laws. Why? Well, 7 Noahide laws will shut you up.
Yes,
they will shut up all anti-Semite according to their definition of it.
Yes.
Okay, why? Because in Talmud, it says if you touch a Jew, you touched God. And you are not to blaspheme God. Okay? So they consider themselves divine. I'm going to prove it to you today by the writings that they're publishing, and these books are promoted on Israel 365 as books for non-Jews to read. Okay,
you ready for moving.
That? I don't know yet. Let me see what's next, because I don't know what I put up. I don't remember.
Israelis go to Brazil to fight, hit.
Okay.
This is the last one, actually.
Hit, bullet, loot, intermarriage. Okay. That's something we started talking about in the beginning, Steve. Now, this is a very serious thing, and I'm going to start with this. And you guys need to understand.
So basically, she's going to get into this book written by this Jew that's also in the back of Return of the Kosher Pig, in which he makes a case from the Talmud that says that Jews are divine unto, like, God, made in the divine image of God, and are essentially God. And Gentiles are animals. They don't have a soul. All this weird, bizarre nonsense. And so blasphemy fits under the category of, if you blaspheme God, it's the same as disagreeing with the Jew. And I had shared this article from Rabbi Kohan, I'm sorry. And that's his main point here, also in pushing the Noahide as well. Stop the Modern Blasphemy of Hate Speech, a new Noahide covenant. And this was written back in November of 2008. But he also takes that same exact stance that Yana just explained to you. Oh, okay. And this is their notes, it looks like, from their synagogue congregation meeting, whatever you want to call it. I did not notice that before. But they definitely are all sort of branching out together in an evangelical event, which Jesus said to take note when these tender branches and these leaves, no fruit of repentance. They have the fig leaves error back in Genesis and wanting to cover their own sins, their own ways. They don't even acknowledge they have sins. But I'm saying they are just completely rejecting Jesus and going to bring wrath on themselves, which is coming. And he's talking about how, I pointed this out before, what if blasphemy is actually hate speech? So they're all kind of attacking on Christianity all at once. And he says that, you know, the antidote to all of this is the Noahide. Here it is. He says, okay, when we curse another human being, when we engage in hate speech, when we express anti-Semitism, which of course they're all saying is anti-Zionism, so you can't say anything. You can't disagree with Israel at all, or we're going to kill you with the Noahide. Or racism or baseless hatred upon another person or class of people, we are actually committing the grave sin of blasphemy. We are not just cursing another person or a group of people who happen to look differently or pray differently or wear different clothing or come from somewhere else. Look. We are actually cursing God. God. We are committing a very real and contemporary version of blasphemy. So obviously what he's saying here is that we need to bring about the Noahide laws, which he talks about here. Do not commit blasphemy. So not only are you committing blasphemy by what we just talked about, but also if you worship Jesus as God and do not worship idols. And if you do, then we're going to mete out the punishment of murdering you. That's what's coming. That's what's being set up. That's the kingdom come. That's why all these Jews are waking up and teaching these aberrant things and going against the Bible now in this moment to set up for the kingdom of the Antichrist.